Atlanta child murders. In the upcoming chapter, on a cold December night in 1979, the city of Atlanta was shaken to its core. A young boy named Edward Hope Smith vanished without a trace, leaving behind only unanswered questions and a growing sense of fear. This disappearance marked the beginning of one of the most chilling chapters in American history, the Atlanta child murders. Imagine this. Over 2 years, nearly 30 children, teenagers, and young adults would meet tragic ends under mysterious circumstances. Their bodies were found strangled, dumped in remote locations around the city. It was as if an invisible predator had taken root in the heart of Atlanta, striking at will and leaving no clear evidence behind. Before I dive in, tell me, where are you watching from and what time is it there for you? I love knowing who's out there with me and where in the world you're tuning in from. Whether you're starting your day, winding down at night, or somewhere in between, I want to know what your moment looks like. It's also a great way for me to get to know you better and maybe even shape future content around your schedules. So go ahead, drop a comment below and let me know where you are today. I'm all ears. Atlanta, in the late 70s and early 80s, was a vibrant city full of promise. But beneath the surface lay simmering tensions fueled by racial inequality and economic disparity. The victims came mostly from marginalized communities, African American families struggling to make ends meet in neighborhoods that felt forgotten by the rest of society. For many, these murders weren't just crimes. They were a reflection of deeper societal issues long ignored. At first, no one suspected anything more than isolated incidents. But as the body count rose, so did panic among residents. Parents kept their kids indoors after dark, and curfews were enforced across certain areas of the city. Yet, nothing seemed to stop the killer or killers, who continued to prey on innocent lives. The first victim, Edward Hope Smith, was last seen walking home from his grandmother's house. His disappearance sparked initial concern, but when he failed to return, police launched a search that yielded nothing. Days turned into weeks, and eventually, hope faded. Then came the second victim, Timothy Hill, followed by the third, Kevin Wade Buckner. Each case mirrored the last strangulation, no signs of struggle, and bodies left in secluded spots. By 1981, the toll reached almost 30 individuals, ranging from ages 6 to 28. As investigators scrambled to piece together clues, public outrage mounted. Community meetings drew crowds demanding answers, while local media outlets painted a grim picture of fear gripping the city. Among those searching for answers was Detective Emily Carter, a seasoned investigator whose curiosity set her on a decade-long journey to uncover the truth. During one of her visits to an archive at Morehouse College, she stumbled upon letters written by Wayne Williams, the man later convicted of 2 murders linked to the spree. These documents offered unprecedented insight into his thought process. How could someone so ordinary commit such atrocities? She wondered aloud during her first visit to the archive. Her question ignited a quest to understand not just the mind of the perpetrator, but also the societal factors that allowed him to operate undetected for so long. By 2005, advancements in forensic technology provided new tools for analyzing evidence collected during the original investigation. Detective Mark Thompson, who worked tirelessly on the case throughout the 1980s, revisited old files using DNA testing capabilities unavailable at the time of the original inquiry. One breakthrough involved matching biological material found on several victims to Wayne Williams' profile, confirming connections previously unrecognized. Could there be even more victims than we originally thought? Asked Mark during a press conference, his voice filled with both hope and dread. Meanwhile, Emily delved deeper into psychological aspects of Williams's personality. Studying interviews conducted with him during his imprisonment, she noted how effortlessly he manipulated both captors and psychologists alike. During one particularly haunting exchange, Williams described killing as an act of liberation, a concept so foreign it defied comprehension. "He didn't seem human," Emily confessed during a lecture at Georgia State University. "It was like talking to something else entirely." But here's where things take a darker turn. Despite Wayne Williams being convicted of 2 murders tied to the spree, doubts lingered about whether he acted alone or if others might have been involved. In 2013, a former neighbor came forward claiming to recall suspicious activity near the homes of some victims days before their deaths. Though vague, these recollections sparked new lines of inquiry. Detectives revisited old statements, searching for overlooked details that might connect dots unseen before. "Every little piece matters," insisted Mark during another late-night session, reviewing files stacked high around his desk. In 2020, social media platforms played increasingly vital roles in disseminating information related to the case. A Facebook group dedicated to discussing potential leads attracted thousands of members worldwide. Conversations ranged from speculative musings to well-researched arguments supported by data. One member, Brian Carter, gained prominence when he identified similarities between the Atlanta child murders and other unsolved killings across the southeastern United States during the same period. His findings prompted authorities to explore connections dismissed as coincidental decades earlier. Are we looking at copycat crimes or part of something larger? Brian asked during a live Q&A session, drawing nods of agreement from participants. Then, in 2022, a groundbreaking discovery emerged when forensic genealogy techniques identified relatives linked to DNA profiles discovered at various crime scenes associated with Williams. Investigators traced these connections back to individuals living near areas where Williams operated during his active years. While circumstantial, the findings generated renewed energy within ongoing investigations. "We're closer than ever before," declared Mark Thompson, now in his 70s, but unwilling to retire without closure. Cameras flashed as reporters clamored for answers, underscoring the significance of this development. Yet, despite these advances, fundamental questions remain unanswered. Who wrote the cryptic ransom notes sent to some families? Why stage such complex scenarios if intent wasn't robbery? And perhaps most hauntingly, what role, if any, did broader criminal networks play in these murders? These mysteries weigh heavily on those closest to the case. Mark finds himself haunted by dreams of shadowy figures whispering riddles he cannot solve. Linda Hayes, a journalist covering the story since its inception, spends sleepless nights researching obscure archives, searching for patterns others might have missed. Even casual observers feel drawn into the vortex of uncertainty surrounding this infamous tragedy. Fast forward to 2023, and the story takes yet another twist. Researchers announce they have decoded messages embedded in artwork created by Wayne Williams during his incarceration. Using sophisticated image recognition software, analysts identified recurring themes tied to specific locations and dates corresponding to known crimes. This revelation suggests Williams may have left deliberate clues intended to taunt authorities even beyond the grave. Was he playing games right up until the end? Asks Emily Carter during a private meeting with colleagues. Her voice cracks slightly, betraying exhaustion mixed with awe at the complexity of their subject. At the same time, advancements in artificial intelligence offer unprecedented opportunities for analyzing large datasets related to the case. A program developed by Brian Carter sifts through thousands of pages of archived material, flagging patterns previously overlooked by human eyes. His findings suggest possible ties between Williams's actions and broader criminal networks operating throughout Georgia during the 1970s and 1980s. Are we looking at isolated incidents or part of something far greater? Brian asks during a live discussion, drawing murmurs of agreement from participants. The atmosphere shifts dramatically as public interest in the case grows once again. Social media buzzes with theories, some credible, others far-fetched, but all contributing to a global conversation about justice and accountability. Families affected by similar losses gather annually to honor their loved ones, finding solace in shared memories and unwavering determination. "We won't stop fighting," says Linda Hayes during a memorial service held near Atlanta. Her voice cracking with emotion, underscoring the personal stakes involved. And so, the legend of the Atlanta child murders persists not merely as a relic of the past, but as a testament to human resilience in the face of incomprehensible evil. For every answer uncovered, new questions arise. For every step forward, obstacles loom large. Through it all, one truth remains clear. The quest for understanding transcends generations, binding us together in our shared desire for peace and resolution. Now, here's the kicker. What if Wayne Williams wasn't acting alone? Recent revelations point toward organized crime involvement, suggesting a conspiracy much bigger than anyone initially imagined. Could the mafia have played a role? Or was this the work of a lone individual consumed by darkness? As researchers dig deeper into Williams' background, startling connections emerge linking him to other unsolved cases across the region. Some theorize that the true number of victims could exceed the official count of 29. Others believe additional perpetrators may still be at large. What do you think happened in Atlanta all those years ago? Let me know in the comments below. Did Wayne Williams act alone, or were others involved? Your input shapes the stories I share next, so don't hesitate to join the conversation. Remember, the truth is out there. It's just waiting for someone brave enough to uncover it.